Let me tell you a story that villagers whispered under their breath, a story the elders never dared to speak in daylight, a story of love, lies, and something far more terrifying. Her name was Efuru, and what happened to her shook the entire village of Igbeke because one day she disappeared, and when she returned, she was pregnant. But the man she claimed to marry, no one had ever seen him. Why? Because he wasn't a man. He was a spirit. Efuru was beautiful. Not just beautiful unearthly. Her skin glowed like moonlight on river water. Her voice could calm a raging storm. Men lined up with gifts and praises. Chiefs, warriors, even traders from other villages. But Efuru turned them all down, one after another. "I am waiting," she would say. "For whom?" they asked. "For the one who truly sees me," she answered. No one understood her riddle until the night of the New Yam Festival. The drums were loud, the fires were high, people danced. Spirits, they say, walk among men on nights like that. But nobody really believes until something happens. Efuru danced too. But while others danced around the fire, she danced away from it into the forest. Some said they saw her disappear into the shadows. Others said she followed a figure in white. By morning, she was gone. No trace, no footprints, nothing. Her father, Chief Nonku, was broken. He sent hunters, priests, dibia from far and wide, but there was no answer, no sign of a body, no trace of life. Weeks turned to months. The village mourned her until one day she returned. She walked back into the village like a breeze after dry season, barefoot, her wrapper tied low, her belly round and heavy with child. But that was not the strangest thing. Her eyes had changed. They glowed faintly, like burning embers underwater, and when she spoke, her voice echoed slightly, like two people speaking at once. The people gathered, children clung to their mothers, elders held their breath. "Efuru, where have you been?" her father asked. She smiled. "I was taken," she said. "By who?" Her eyes turned to the forest. "By my husband." Gasps. "Who is he?" She touched her belly. "He is not of this world." The village fell into confusion. Some said she had been bewitched, others said she had gone mad, but the child in her belly kept growing, and Efuru. She glowed more and more each day. Her skin shone like polished gold. Her hair flowed like a river in the wind. She spoke less, smiled more, and often sat at the edge of the forest, whispering to trees. Her father demanded answers. So the elders gathered. They brought the oldest Dibia, a blind man named Okori, who had not left his hut in 7 years. He was led into the meeting, and when Efuru entered, he trembled. "She is no longer entirely human," he whispered. "What do you mean?" they asked. He turned to them slowly. "She has married across the veil. Her husband is not of flesh and blood. She has become a bridge between two worlds." Then he said something that chilled the air. "The child she carries may not belong in either." That night, Efuru's labor began. The sky turned red. Birds flew backward. The moon hid behind clouds. Thunder rumbled, but no rain fell. The midwives gathered, but as they entered her hut, each one fainted before touching her. Only her mother dared stay, and even she later said, "What I saw that night, I will never forget." The child was born just before dawn. No one heard crying, only singing. A low humming sound filled the hut, soft, haunting, and strange. When the sun rose, Efuru stepped out holding her baby. It was a boy, but his eyes were silver and he had no shadow. The village refused to accept the child. Some said he was a demon, others said he was a blessing from the gods. The elders were called again. Efuru stood tall before them. I have told you, my husband is from beyond the veil. He chose me. I went willingly. This child is mine and his. What does he want? The chief asked. She smiled. He only asked for love. I gave it to him, and he gave me a son. But what will he become? The Dibia asked. Efuru said nothing. Then suddenly the baby opened his mouth and spoke. Yes, spoke, with a voice too deep, too calm, too ancient. I will return for her when the time is right. Gasps filled the air. Some ran, others dropped to their knees. Efuru turned and walked away into the forest with the baby, and she was never seen again. But that's not the end. Years later, travelers who passed near that forest claimed they heard singing a lullaby, soft, sweet, strange. Others said they saw a boy with silver eyes standing at the riverbank, staring at the sky, and once, just once, an old hunter said he saw Efuru, still young, still glowing, still holding her son. Neither had aged a day. Now the village of Igbeke is no more, swallowed by time, lost to the earth. But the forest still stands, and sometimes when the wind is just right, it carries the sound of drums and the lullaby of a child who never cried. So if you ever hear that voice, soft and deep, calling your name from the trees, do not answer, do not follow. And if you meet a beautiful woman with glowing skin and eyes like embers, walk away, because some love stories are not for this world. And the woman who married a spirit is still waiting. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Storytime Time.